been a part of the Embassy Protection Collective. And I was inside the embassy for 2 weeks, having to leave yesterday because resources have gotten low, due large in part, due exclusively because of the ways in which the opposition has worked hand in hand with the Secret Service, with the State Department, with the federal agents in order to block any sort of food coming into the embassy, blocking medicine. They have cut out the electricity, they have cut out the water, and so I'm here today, I think that not only as a U.S. citizen, but somebody who is also Nicaraguan and Palestinian, I see a lot of the struggles that are happening in Venezuela are very similar to the struggles that we have here in D.C., are similar to the struggles in Nicaragua and in Palestine, and internationally as a whole. I think that it is crucial for us to be active anti-imperialists within this movement, and to also show our support for Maduro, who has been an anti-imperialist icon as he has been battling against the U.S. empire, against corporate interests, against people who want to establish a coup for oil. The coup will not by any means benefit the people of Venezuela. Already U.S. sanctions are attributed to the deaths of 40,000 Venezuelans within the past 2 years. And so I'm here today because I think it's crucial for us to have our solidarity with the people of Venezuela and to support the movement of the Bolivarian Revolution.
One of the things I just observed on the street is that that side tends to try to take anti-imperialist language and apply it to sort of their side of the story, I guess. Can you sort of explain that dynamic of yourself as, I'm sure you see yourself as an anti-imperialist, you see that as misguided, it's a lot of imperialists, can you try to flesh that out?
Yeah, definitely. I think we see a lot of people, a lot of reactionaries and folks on the right wing, they love to co-opt revolutionary language because in doing so, it subdues it and it erases its actual meaning. I saw a very poor and disgusting Vice video that they published a day or two ago, and they were, interviewing some of the people, some of the pro-US coup, pro-Guaidó opposition folks on the outside saying that we're the actual colonizers, which, one, is a complete misunderstanding of the ways in which colonialism operates within Latin America. If we look at it, somebody like Juan Guaidó, who is supported by the white supremacist Trump administration, then we have to assume that Guaidó will be there to enact and further a white supremacist colonial project upon the people of Venezuela. We see people who were part of the opposition in Venezuela lynch Afro-Venezuelans. We see that race is a huge dynamic within the Venezuelan political arena. So it is essential for us to really have and use a materialist form and method of analysis to understand what is going on and what does actual anti-imperialism look like in action. We see that right here. We see that with people taking over a foreign embassy in the heart of the empire.
Speaking of Trump, it's easy to follow everything that politics and I'm not doing a lot of talking about Trump. What's his mind about? A lot of the rhetoric has been trying to disassociate themselves from Trump. Do you think Guaidó fundamentally was without the power without the support of the Trump administration?
Definitely, yeah. Where does America fall into the conflict?
I guess I should say, do you think that Trump is the reason for what's going on?
He's definitely a huge part of the reason, of course, because Trump acts as an agent for U.S. imperialism. He acts for corporate interests. He acts for the interests of the rich, for the millionaires and billionaires who are within the U.S. government, and ultimately also for the Venezuelan ruling class. Those are the people, the small minority of people are those who want Guaidó to take power. And it is just completely disheartening because we see that U.S. imperialism, uses coups, uses sanctions, uses the same exact tactics that they're doing to the people inside the embassy, denying them food, water, medicine, electricity, forms of communication as a whole, in order to subdue socialism in practice, in action. But socialism is built by the people, and that is why we're here today. Because so many aspects of the Bolivarian Revolution were so very evidently socialist and Marxist, and it is so important for us to recognize, like, yeah, Trump is a huge agent in this. The United States, look at what they did in Libya, look at what they did in Afghanistan, in Iran, in Nicaragua, El Salvador, and all of these different countries. The United States loves to meddle and say that it's for a humanitarian crisis, which is false. The United States is the greatest threat to human rights internationally. So,
sort of lastly, assume that they are hearing this or sort of will hear this. What would you want those people to know? You've kind of been close to proximity with them, but not really been able to have like dialogue. If you had a chance to talk to them, what would you want
to the opposition.
the opposition? Putting your face on the side.
Yeah. You know, I think if anything, you have to decolonize, you have to unlearn, and you have to understand that, like, yeah, race does play a huge factor. A lot of the people that I'm seeing outside, they're either white Latinos or mestizo Latinos who also benefit through structures of whiteness in Latin America. And this isn't me trying to come off and be like, feel guilty for having this certain identity. Nobody can choose that, but rather understand the ways in which it is imposed, not only on yourself, but within your community, and actually do something to uplift marginalized voices rather than just act for what your individualistic, capitalist, selfish interests. There are other solutions that are possible, and in the moment that we are able to acknowledge the successes that, for instance, Chavez and Maduro were able to gain throughout the Bolivarian Revolution, uplifting millions of people out of poverty, making education and healthcare accessible, then in that moment you're able to create a more just and fair world. And so if they'd even be willing to listen to my dialogue, that's what I would say to them. I want to just express my deepest and sincere solidarity with the people of Venezuela. My heart is with you guys, and from DC to Caracas, we have so much more in common. We are fighting against, the corporatocracy. We're fighting against the U.S. empire, and we will win. The struggle continues, but we definitely will win.